sir.
We got a special guest today.
Special guest in the building. We got Leroy Jones in the building.
Yeah.
I just happened to be in the mix. I was on the block.
Welcome to the show, man.
If you're not with the gang, what the is you doing? Week one.
Gang, long as you fuck with the gang, everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang, long as you fuck with the gang, everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang. I'm with the G-A-N-G, my nigga Shell, TMNT, we blowing up like TNT. We hit the top, no calling my phone. You'll get dial tones in AT&T. Pretty blue skies is all I can see. You with the gang, you get it for free. Ain't no disguise, just me and the guys until D-I-E, watch me get fancy. My girl a Bentley, your girl a Camry. That ain't a candy, that's just a Cammy. We don't need candy, ain't nothing sweet. I got a space on the top shelf next to my granny, that's for my Grammys. I feel like Penny, how my family proud. Yeah.
We live?
Everything's going. We rolling nice. We in here, bro. We're gonna get it started. Started just like this. It's the Qualified to Motivate podcast. I'm your host, Dante Quitman. Another special episode in effect.
Yeah, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. It's Kevo G, you feel me?
Got Bryson in here.
Yes, sir.
We got a special guest today.
Special guest in the building. We got Leroy Jones in the building.
Yeah.
I just happened to be in the mix. I was on the block.
Welcome to the show, man.
But thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We
Really
had to get you in
appreciate
here, man. We like to have a real
Of
diverse
course.
set of people on the show, man.
Oh, yes.
Real diverse set of people like you. Because you got what you got going on over there at 3D Dojo is something crazy.
Yes. Thank you.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So we just want, before we get into everything, it's the Qualified to Motivate podcast. So we ask all the guests when they come on here, what makes you qualified to help me out, Kev, what I'm trying to say.
Qualified to
What
motivate.
make you qualified to motivate, man?
Let
You
'em
gotta,
know, man.
you gotta break it down to us and to them.
Well, I feel like just in my achievements alone qualifies me. One, I've been on my own since 13. That right there speaks volumes. For me to have to do what I have to do in order to get to where I am today and actually be in front of you, that took a lot.
Amen.
Not only am I that, I'm a game developer, self-taught in many different disciplines. I'm a character artist. I'm a 3D artist.
Pressure.
I'm a graphic designer.
Pressure.
All those things also been self-taught. I'm a business owner. I have my own studio, and I was able to develop a game with zero budget. I feel like that's kind of rare and unique.
That's definitely rare and unique. So let's start there, man. Self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the route that a lot of people are going. That's the route we're going, man. We jumped into the podcast game. We didn't really know, you know what I'm saying, what we was doing, but we jumped into it and got going, and that's how you can really get into it. But let them know how you got started.
Well, my background is very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, even from getting to where I am to the game is honestly you wouldn't even expect for me to be here. Like, for one, my actual passion before the game was actually science. I love science.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Big love of science.
You like the chemistry or the biology?
Viruses.
Viruses. Bio.
Say,
Like
boy, we
it's
could have
left.
used you. We could have used you, sure.
Left. Because I love science, I love earth space science, I love virus. I always wanted to be a virologist. Like I love viruses and bacteria. My favorite two strands was always like the streptococcus or cephalococcus.
Oh, yeah.
That was like a
Flesh-eating streptococcus.
it was a very big thing for me. Like I remember even trying to come up with a formula to cure one of the major viruses that's out today, and I wanted to come up with a formula so I can tell the cells that this virus exists, so we can give it the protein that it needed, so it can be able to fight it off itself. Because the body, to me, has always been the perfect system.
Yeah, it's a diverse system.
So, in fact, the only thing that really kind of gets to it is kind of things that it can't see coming, or it doesn't know that it's there. So I started. So with that being said, like I always wanted to get into college and learn that type of shit, but you know, growing up in the hood, you know what I'm saying, 305 all day, but
Miami.
I couldn't get it. I had a hard time getting into college because I didn't know how to get into college.
Yeah.
And they don't really teach you that type of shit.
They don't.
You know where we come from. They don't really.
They don't.
Try to keep you up to date with that. So I actually, so once I graduated from high school, I was just trying my best to pursue to get into college, and I couldn't get into it because I couldn't claim my independence. So I had to wait.
Obstacles.
Yeah, you'll find that's a lot. But then again, that makes me qualified.
Exactly. Look how he brought it all back together,
All
man. He
day,
nice,
you know,
man.
So you
He
see,
cold,
the
brother.
wordplay got to be nice now.
He nice with it, man.
So long story short, so I actually had to wait till I was a certain age to get in there to get so I can claim my independence, so I can get into college. And by the time I got in there, I ain't gonna lie, I failed my first semester.
Hey, man, it happens. Trials and tribulations.
It wasn't the fact that I didn't fail it because I wasn't good. If I failed it because I didn't know what the hell I was getting myself into. Like, I was just so excited to be in college. I'm looking down the hall like, what a boy is in it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's how it is, man. That first time you get up there, man, you don't really know how to do college. Because, I actually, like I told you, I'm a marketing major now.
Yeah.
But when I first got to college, I was an engineering technology major for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, bro. We were talking about that with the last episode with Bill. Is like we graduated. Me, Dante, and Bill all graduated in the top 10 worst high school in America at the time. So they really didn't set us up for all that. I mean, if you found the right lady, the right counselor, you know what I'm saying, that get you going. But you had to be looking for that kind of stuff, man. They sent us there without writing one research paper. You know what I'm saying? That's what college is.
It'd be real. Like, I didn't expect that. And then so when I felt like I didn't have the books, I ain't had money for it. Like, I was just excited to be there. And then as soon as I got to class, like, okay, you need this. And when I went there, I actually went for veterinary science. So I was being a funeral director at the time.
Oh, wow.
But I was in the funeral business at that time. Like I said, it's left.
Yeah, bro. You got a wild background.
Yeah.
And then, so actually, after I failed it, I work out a lot. So at that time, we had like a lake right by this place called Norwood. That's not too far from Clover Leaf. And I was out there stressing, and some dude came up on me, and he just seen me out there talk. Just like, I guess he must have felt the vibe, and just came through, sat next to me, this old cat. And he just looked at me like, so what's up, young blood? Like, you know, what's wrong with you? I'm just looking at the guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Everything
I
wrong.
might know this motherfucker. I kind of just throw my shit on him. So I told him all the type of stuff. I told him all the type of stuff what was going on. And then he was like, you know what? I tell you what, meet me here 9 a.m. and we're gonna go see about that. So I'm like, this guy blowing smoke. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he was serious, but I work out in the morning anyway. So I'm like, I'm gonna be in the area. So I'm gonna show up in the spot. So I went running. And I showed up right there, and then, like, I ain't gonna lie, about 9 o'clock, he pulled up.
Yeah.
And he took me to the school. And then when he took me to the school, he told me to show him all the books that I needed. And, you know, as I failed, I owe the school now.
Yeah, that's what be real. When
That's the thing that really gets people. Like, when you fail, like, you owe them, and they don't tell you that.
Like that.
Yeah.
So he took me to the library, got all the books for me. Went and talked to the dean for me, got them to lower it to all I had to pay was 30%, which he paid.
Whoa.
And then when he did it, I was like so dumbfounded. You know, nobody really show love to us like that.
Oh,
you know
you
what I'm
waiting on the
saying?
other shoe to drop. Like,
So-
what's the strings?
Yeah, right. I'm like, oh, boy, what's going on? You know? And then he was like, I'm like, so what I got to do to pay? Because that's kind of how it works in the hood and also in the streets. Like, you got to give something to learn something. That's kind of how the game go. But no, he was just like, you know what you can do for me? I was like, what's that? Pass. I'm like, that's it? He said, yeah, pass, and I want to see your name somewhere. Like, I want to be, like, if I look on TV, look on something, I want to see you. So
That's
I'm like,
real, bro. It ain't a lot doing that, man. That's a real dude right there.
That's for real,
Yeah.
man. That
was a blessing.
Yeah.
let you, don't it?
That's a blessing for sure, man. That's crazy.
So right after that, I passed, and then I passed, and then I actually dropped out on my last semester before the state exam. And that was it. And the reason why I did that at that time, because the funeral industry was like really wonky.
Yeah.
That was before the pandemic. Pandemic made the funeral industry been slapping, and they just not talking about it. I mean, obviously for good reason.
Right.
You don't want to talk about it like that.
Be sold, not told.
But so yeah, I was actually, and this is when the gaming thing started to bear fruit. So I was embalming the body. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, looking at me. And
Yeah, I care.
And
You good?
so I was doing that, and then I'm just like, man, this can't be it, dog. Can't be it. So I actually dropped out, and then I was staying with my grandma at that time, and I spent 6 months learning how to become a graphic designer.
Wow.
And then after learning how to become a graphic designer, it was just me and my wife at the time, but she was my girl. I ain't married her then. I was learning off a website called lynda.com at that time, and now they're LinkedIn Learning.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So Lynda
crazy.
got brought out by them, so now they're LinkedIn Learning.
That's what's up.
So in the midst of doing that, I started my first business, which was LJ Designs.
Like a graphic design.
That was a
company.
graphic design business.
How'd
So
that venture turn out? Like it was. You got to learn a lot from that one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be real. I did that shit all wrong. All right. I didn't know nothing about LLCs, no type of corporation, no taxes. I did it wrong.
Yeah.
But that's how you learn. That's how most of us learn. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
Mistakes,
learn
man.
about tribes and regulations
That's how it
and
works.
failing. Like personal real life experience is the best teacher to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
So it was successful though. And I took it back old school, real old school, where I used to read business books and they used to tell me in business book that it take you 1 year to get your first client. So it took me, like I said, I trained for 6 months. So my first month going out, I got 7.
Oh, that's what's up.
And
You
I'm
was
talking about, I
hustling.
went old school with it. I'm going business to business, door to door, knocking.
Yeah.
With my suit and tie with a briefcase, like I'm selling you fat business.
Yeah.
Tying everything. Like I was
Get your
100.
wallet out. I'm trying to
Dove
see
so fresh.
Yeah, 100 with the gators on.
Yeah, not the noun lady Gators. You was out there with the Gators on, bro.
Yeah, Stacey Adams vibe. Hey,
stop
you
playing
from the
with
crib,
him.
you gotta understand. Stacey Adams is like that thing for black people, all right? Like Stacey
Stacey's.
Adams, you feel me? That's when you know you going for the kill.
You stepping
I'm
in,
getting
bro. You got the
anything, and I
Stacey's
want
on.
all that.
Hard bottoms with the penny in it.
So yeah, I did that. So my first month was 7. My second month was 16. My third month I was 42. My fourth month I was
Killing
already
it.
in the 70s, and by the time I stopped, I was in the 286. And out of that, 70% of them was reoccurring, and 30% of them was monthly residual income, because I found out a way to get monthly residual income by doing social media content building. Because at that time, well, even still now, like a lot of the older folks, they're not really computer savvy.
Right.
They don't want
it's
to keep
something-
up with that shit. So you
Nah, man, that's just kind of a headache, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, then that, and then this is when, and then so now we, due to the passion that I have for games, because I actually been playing games all my life.
Right.
And gaming for me has always been a very important thing, because in our era, gaming was different than it is right now.
Yeah.
Gaming right now is, you can just tell it's kind of for the money. I don't think nobody can
It's pay to
argue
play.
with that. Yeah.
Every game.
Like everybody kind of knows that, and then
It's pay to play.
and they're also selling you partial game and have you
Yeah.
pay for the rest,
Yeah.
and then pay for more down the line.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting game room that
And
he
things
in.
that you used to unlock, you pay for now.
What's the game you was like in on when you were like 12?
Yeah, what's the ones? Give us
That
your
build
top
you-
5. Look, go ahead, drop them.
Top
Your top
five?
5
Top
games
five,
coming
yeah,
up,
let's
man.
hear it.
All right. So top 5. I mean, I'm a competitive player. I love competitive games. Same thing like in real life. I love competitiveness, and that's another thing too. So
I
number
already
one,
I see you competitive. You trying to come on my show and be best dreadhead. I don't appreciate that.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying,
cut
my brother?
mine's 5 times.
Oh, okay. And then you gonna shit on me like that.
So-
All right. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, brother.
5 times in a quarter of 10
Okay.
years. So, and I cut it every time I sit on it.
He said I cut mine 5 times.
Nah, I appreciate it though. But yeah, man, give us your top 5, man.
So number one, I would have to say Tekken. All right,
Oh, Tekken hard.
Yes,
Me and my
I won
brother
4
get
tournaments
down
in
on
that,
it.
by the way.
Oh.
So holler at me, and I still got it. I got the juice.
Okay.
I still got it. I don't play it
Tekken
as
is
much as
hard.
I wish
Who
I
your
can.
favorite character on Tekken?
That's tough.
I mess with Buddy. You know who did it?
You talking about Eddie?
Yeah, I like. Yeah.
Eddie tough. Okay, so I don't like to talk about new characters now,
About
but
Law.
the older characters. My first character that I ever played with was Yoshimitsu, and that was my dangerous guy.
Okay.
Dangerous.
What about
That was
Law?
my dangerous one.
So They gotta
You said
pull it
law?
out when it's
Yeah.
getting sketchy.
I mean, laws. I mean, come on. It's kind of self-explanatory with law, man. This guy's kind of cheap. He's always been cheap.
Always been cheap.
You know what's funny?
You heard it here
It's something that goes over people's heads when it comes to law.
What's up?
We all know who Law is,
Yeah.
but we never question who's Paul. Because he's a very interesting person in who he actually is.
Who is he?
Chuck Norris.
Ah, okay.
Now you see it. Like, you put them face together now, like,
okay,
damn,
wow.
that is Chuck.
He just okay, wow, all right.
Which
You
is
got-
interesting because in actual film, Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee is supposed to be rivals.
I ain't even know that, man. He about already. This
Okay,
about
that
to be
martial
an episode,
arts-
bro. He about to drop
Listen.
game, bro. We about to get into the
Bruce
martial
Lee
arts.
in the hood is always good. You
Yeah.
feel me? And that's for real.
Yeah.
Like, that was a real era. Like, that
Yeah,
Bruce
yeah.
Lee era was a real thing.
Yeah.
He was
Yes.
that boy for real.
Ah, yeah.
Dressing like Chinese.
Everybody was into that guy, like trying to do his fucking moves and shit like that. And then that was waiting for Ip Man showed his ass up with that Wing Chun shit.
Yeah.
But,
What's the next one? Tekken. We got Tekken.
so Tekken, definitely number one.
All right.
Favorite characters of all time on there will always be Yoshimitsu and Kazuya.
Got you.
And shout out to King. I can't ignore
Sure.
him. Second will be Final Fantasy.
All right. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't versed. I ain't hit
Final
to that.
Fantasy has always been it's more like a quest game.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy for me is always going to have a very important place because Final Fantasy, and we talking about the old Final Fantasy where that shit was like 4-disc game. Yeah, you ain't never heard of that now. Now, the game was actually 4 discs.
Damn. Taking up all your memory.
Nah,
No?
we had
Yeah,
memory
memory
cards at
cards.
that time.
The good old
it
memory
wasn't-
cards.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, I might
Bro,
be
you remember
past
whenever you
right
used to have to play when you used to have to play with no memory card, you had to leave the game on.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
cut your TV off and hope
Yeah.
your mom didn't know you left it on.
Yeah.
She'll cuss you out. She found
Yeah.
out.
I'm surprised
You
those
left
games
that
ain't blow
game
up.
It's hot.
Yo, mine did. We had an Xbox. Me and my brother had the original Xbox, and we played Vice City on it so much it caught on fire. Like it
Yeah,
blew
that
up.
shit. You talking about the one that really big ass block?
Yeah. It sounded when you cut it on, the fireworks go off. Poof.
Yeah, no, that's, hey,
Yeah,
they don't
that's what
understand
happened
how
in real
serious
life.
things was for us, man. They don't understand, man. But Final
Oh, man.
Fantasy was such an important game because it taught us back. Well, that's most games back then, but most games, especially Final Fantasy, really set the tone for this. Is that it used to teach us real life experiences, where it taught you how to comprehend. It helped you improve your vocabulary because the game didn't read to you. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, even for me, like, I used to have a reading problem and a spelling problem.
Yeah.
Which I always found interesting. I always make people laugh with this one. I always find it interesting that you can't spell something, right? But you can damn sure go in the dictionary and find it. Literally go right there and pinpoint, oh, this the word right here.
Right here.
But I can't spell it though.
Yeah, that is wild.
I always thought that was an interesting thing. But Final Fantasy used to teach you all those things. So it did taught you real life skills, taught you how to comprehend, taught you how to read, help improve your vocabulary. It taught you that life wasn't fair.
That's facts.
Because if you didn't figure out the game mechanics, you ain't go nowhere.
You beat.
Yeah, like you used to be stuck on the stage for like months, 3 months, 6 months. Yeah, I was.
No
yeah, that
internet.
happened.
No internet to look up a walkthrough
Nah.
video.
I remember.
And there was none of that. There was we had guidebooks.
Yeah.
So we had if we wanted to learn anything about that game, we had to go buy the guidebook, read the guidebook.
See,
and
that's
then get
crazy
done.
because I came up on that era where if my big brother didn't know how to do it, then that was it. That was my guide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Whenever you
yeah.
watch Big Brother play all the games, so if he didn't know how to do it, we skipping that. It's over with.
Yeah.
But what's the next one? So we got Tekken, Final Fantasy. What's the next?
I want to say Need for Speed.
Oh yeah, them was
I mean,
pressure.
'cause
Them was hands down the best racing game. Period. Point blank.
I can't
Forza
duck
and
that
all
one.
that cool, but Need for
Yeah,
Speed
I
was just
wanna
something
knock
different
somebody off
because
the
they put it was really what made it was the soundtrack. They finally threw some real
Yeah.
music on that joint, the underground and all of that. Like Need for Speed.
Need for Speed was like our Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that was the first
And everybody got hooked, especially when they brought it out online.
because they really let you trick out the cars on there for
Yeah.
real.
I think the best one. Speaking of these, I think the best one probably had to be Underground.
Underground was tough.
Underground was tough. Hoppers would be
Underground was
real
tough.
close, but Underground was like because it became just famous. to
Yeah,
everybody, because that's when you got the full
Underground
customization,
was-
and everybody can kind of like,
Yeah.
hey, I can share my car with you.
Yeah,
And then we can actually.
I was
bring
about
it
to say
online.
most want, but You right, because Underground was the one that jumped it off, like made it what it was. I was gonna say Most Wanted, but you right. It's definitely Underground.
So it definitely set that
Underground.
tone.
Wait, 1 or 2? Right? It was 2 of them, right? Or was it just Underground?
I don't even remember one.
Okay.
At least that's probably when I lost it.
Because I remember they had that's when they had the Ti on it, and they had like all them different.
Ti, that was he was hot at that time, so he was the perfect guy to pair up with that.
Yeah, bro, that Jones stuff.
So my next one, this is an old one though.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to hit you with the old ones. You probably don't know it. There's two on that's cold, and I wish they come back. So you have Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah,
Know
you
about
real
that?
for mentioning that one. I ain't gonna lie.
Twisted Metal.
Tough.
Me and my nephew and my brother, like my brother put me on to that one. Like I said, I got to catch a lot of them 90s games off him, but Twisted Metal is one of the craziest games of all time.
Twisted. So
brother had that game.
And then the last one is a fighting game, which they were supposed to bring back, but they haven't. I don't know what. It just completely vanished in thin air, and that was Bloody Roar.
Okay, see, I don't know that one.
That was a fighting game. Another fighting game.
What system was it for?
PlayStation.
Like PlayStation 2?
That's like the first.
Yeah, no, it's definitely PlayStation 2. PlayStation 2.
Was it like a fighting game with like beasts and stuff?
Yeah, they can transform into a beast.
Yeah, I played that game.
Oh,
man.
yeah, I
was
think
hooked on that. That's like the first game I got with my PlayStation.
That Twisted Metal though.
Yeah, nobody was messing with that game at that time.
Who was your favorite on Twisted Metal? It was Sweet Tooth, wasn't it?
Had to be Lionel.
Okay.
That's crazy.
My nephew, he always gets Sweet Tooth. I'm like, man, he overpowered, bro. You ain't nothing you could do against him. He turned into a whole transformer. Like, nah.
And that's a tough fight to pick from because there was a lot of tough games at that time. You had Ready to Rumble, which is ridiculous. That fucking
on the Dreamcast,
boss ass nigga Damian Black.
Yeah.
You had that guy.
What was the one game on the PlayStation 1 I used to play it all the time? Was it Road Rash?
Yeah, that Killer Instinct.
Okay.
I wanted to add him, but I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can put that above like Bloody Roar, Killer Instinct. And
I like his top
one
5.
is actually hard too.
I want to get everybody up. Let me go. He did top. I'm gonna do everybody else top 3. Bryson, what was your top 3 games coming up?
I'd say probably Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That Burnout Paradise.
I ain't it. Oh yeah. Okay,
Burnout?
for sure.
Yeah, bro.
For sure.
That was man. That's what I thought you were talking about a while ago when I said knocking people off the map. That
Burnout was tough.
For sure.
Yes. You blow somebody's car off the freaking map.
I won $500 in that game. Yeah.
What's next?
Oh man,
You got one more.
and then probably Halo Reach.
Okay, yeah. Alrighty.
Got into the Halo.
Halo was crazy.
I completely overlooked that one.
Me and
What's
my
up?
boy Zach, man, we would sit for hours and like build our own our own little raceway, and then play like tag with 4-wheelers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Me and Bill used to do
We
that.
did the same thing.
He's the one who put me on the Halo when we used to go and you build your own
We probably spent 5 hours building the map.
building them all night and then an hour playing. And blowing everything up. Like not even, but
man.
what was your top 3 coming up, Kev?
Yeah, it'll probably be this. It was like this 2-player Dragon Ball Z game
Okay.
for the PlayStation 2. And then,
Did you hop on Mugen though?
What's that?
That's like this. It's like an interesting weird ass It's like a PC game, but it has all the fantasy characters in it. Like you can play like
seen that. I never
Goku,
hopped on it,
Super
though.
Saiyan 5, which is in this broken ass Broly nightmare.
Okay.
Like that's it's
It's
crazy.
on PC?
Yeah.
gonna have to see
It's a special way to get it. You can't go in the store and buy that.
Okay.
You gotta get it the pirate way.
Yeah, that's straight, no chasing.
I seen that. But that's been out for a while though, haven't it?
Yes.
Yeah, a long time. Because I remember seeing videos of that. I always wondered how they.
Very underground.
Yeah. But the second one, it'll definitely be Fight Night. Like you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I want them to bring them back so bad, bro.
The first one was
UFC messed it up, but bro, Fight Night was them ones, bro. UFC kind of took over, but I want them to bring them back. I want them to bring that back more than the college football games. Like they got to bring back.
Yeah, no, that Fight Night was tough.
I was talking about these fighting games. You ever play that Deadliest Warrior?
Ah, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you know they made that
think
TV
so.
show on like Spike TV. It was Deadliest
Oh,
Warrior.
yeah.
Like 100 ninjas versus 100 Spartans or whatever. They made a video game about
Yo,
that.
nah, I'm asleep. I ain't even know about
man,
it.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
I bet
I'm gonna
they
go
got
check it
some
out.
Wild YouTube videos about that.
I'm gonna
man.
check it out.
You gotta
Yes,
see that.
What's the final one?
And this is the best though. Black Ops 2. After that came out, it was
Black Ops.
Black
Ops.
I was just Call of Duty after that.
See, I feel like I was just like probably a year ahead of you on that Modern Warfare 2. That's
The Modern Warfare was hard to really beat though, because they tried that shit. I think what killed them, and after that was that with that Ghost one.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I caught
That shit. I don't know what happened after that. Ever since that, had been dead.
I think they stopped playing. They stopped really caring about the campaign. They're like, we done what all we can do.
I love Call of Duty Ghost though. I hated it at first, but I had got into that competitive side. I be playing 8s lobbies and stuff. I got on Ghost, but it was Black Ops 2 yet. Then got on Ghost. I didn't really like the Modern Warfare, but just because of the kill time on there, I just was getting whacked, bro. I would get whacked. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would get clapped down.
That
shit,
that
that game will make you
competing. That's what make you mad. Call of Duty is probably the most stress related game.
Yeah, that shit'll make you break a few sticks.
When you're not even competing, though, that's what make me mad. When every time you spawn and take a turn, you just you're not even seeing the people to shoot at them. Like that make me mad.
And that was the loveliness about Black Ops 2, because I was with a sniper, but I could shoot you through the crib if I wanted to.
Yeah.
As soon as you
I ain't gonna lie. I always felt like Battlefield was just a little bit more realistic.
Battlefield was crazy.
It was a little more realistic. to me. I felt like Call of Duty fell off when they tried to compete too much with Halo.
Yeah,
that's when they kind of started dying.
Getting futuristic.
Yeah, like being superhuman and shit. Nobody want to see that.
No, that's not. If they want that, they're gonna go to Halo. The real stuff for Call of Duty
was real because you could shoot through walls and blow up a little barrier with a grenade. Like that makes sense.
I guess it's my turn for the top 3.
Indeed.
Now.
Yes, indeed.
My first one I gotta go. It's just my all-time favorite, bro. I feel like GTA San Andreas is one of the best games ever made. That one was crazy, like crazy work. I had to go one mainstream one. Let's see. I'll try to go.
Cheat codes, written down on a little piece of paper.
You know what I'm saying? Your whole paper just.
You were literally breaking the game with that shit.
They was like, I was so mad that they didn't allow that in like the 5th one and like the more like they did with cheat codes, but it wasn't.
You really want to have to deal with a motherfucker that's spamming cheat codes and you trying to knock him off?
No, I'm talking about like I'm talking about like as far as like the types of cheat codes they had. Like San Andreas, you got flying cars and jetpacks and like I mean what they had jetpack, but I'm saying they had flying cars and all kind of crazy cheat codes. But what was my next one?
That on GTA 5.
Yeah, that'll make you pay for anything.
What was the next one? I'm gonna definitely go. Yeah, I guess he took one of mine. Definitely a Need for Speed for sure. And I'm gonna go with a sleeper. For the 3rd one, man. I had a lot of fun playing it. Do y'all remember the Vin Diesel wheel, man?
Oh, bro.
Wow.
I played, bro.
Wow.
I ain't gonna hold you, cuz.
That's back.
I never had that full game, but like
That's back there.
Xbox used to like let you download demos. And I had like a couple demos, and that was the game, bro. You could slow the car down, turn around, pop through the window.
You could jump from car to car.
Bro, that was like a mission for one of them,
bro.
Turn it back in, bro.
That was you had the demo, like that was the mission. But once you did that mission, like you could do it like in free play, like you could get on a motorcycle and you pull up next to a car and just jump from the car to the motorcycle to the car, bro. That was one of the coldest games.
Yeah,
I would get on there. Sometimes
that was a life right there.
I would get on there sometimes and not even do a mission, just ride around for hours straight, jumping from car to car to car to motorcycle.
That's how you know the game was tight, when you can play like that though.
Yeah, man. That was one of my favorite ones.
There's so many throwback games.
But what was okay, since we on favorite games, I'm gonna give you a hard one.
Okay.
What's a game that you wish that you could have gotten recreated, put your own spin on it and your flavor, your drip on it? One of them titles you can just take, make it your own and reflip it, remix it.
Like I said, I'm a fighting game lover, so it definitely would have been Bloody Roar. I wanted that.
Yeah,
I wanted that because I always wanted to make my own fighting game. I always wanted to make my own fighting game.
That would be
hard.
You
know what I'm saying? And like I literally had the blueprints written up in the crib already, like how I wanted to be and how invasive I wanted it to be.
I don't want to get off track, but speaking of fighting games, we forgot all about the Def Jam.
I was thinking about
I thought about it, but I'm like, man, it was just too much. It's too much to name, man. Def Jam was too tough, man.
Crazy.
Invasive. What do you mean by invasive? That got me caught on the last answer you had to the question. You said you want to make your own game, but you want to decide how invasive it was. What you mean by that?
I don't know if I want to share the jewels on camera like that. Somebody will take it. I learned my lesson with that already.
That's private intellectual property.
Yeah.
I'll hold it down, but he wanted to be more invasive.
It's impressive. So like right now, like I know we're gonna get into like the game stuff that I'm doing right now because like there's 2 major games that I want to make outside of this one I'm doing right now. I did this one on purpose because the 2 game, one of them I know for a fact is a hit. Just because of what it is. But the fighting game specifically, it will change the industry of fighting game today. Because the way I'm going to do it, and I could release this one, the way I'm going to do it is going to really be timed more so on your reaction time.
Oh, that's hard. That's hard. I like that. That's kind of how, that's how it's supposed to be in the fighting games. Like that's why I like the Fight Night, because they did it to where if you time your counter perfect, boom, you don't sleep.
That's why I like them Spider-Man games.
Yeah, the Batman game was crazy. The Arkham Asylum and stuff, crazy work.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think I already seen a Batman game that actually dropped the ball.
No.
Since you're a real gamer, like I really wanted to ask you, before we're about to get into your game and stuff, but do you feel like the single player story mode is dying off?
I don't think that is dying off.
Not with true gamers, but for the masses.
No, I'm saying that even we talking about the state of gaming at this point.
Yeah.
In the state of gaming, I don't feel like the storylines, the single players are dying off. I feel like the consumer at this point right now is just really getting tired of being used as a pawn and being used and literally just buying games just
as a cash grab.
As a cash grab, because you can tell. A lot of these games that you play today doesn't even feel like the actual developer made it. It feels like they passed off the third party company and they just made some cool shit and then we just supposed to eat it up because that's the only game out there like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost I will say that it's very similar to movies. Where movies today is really not that. It's really not
it's
good. It's good
push.
graphics.
They just pushing it out.
Yeah, it's kind of good graphic. Like movies, just the same way as games. The same thing like how you look like right now. When the last time you a scary movie shook you up? Versus Freddy Krueger that you just would not buy a fucking CD of that. I just wouldn't touch that CD.
Right.
Like if I seen it online, like I'm stuck in this shit now. Like I wouldn't go pursue it though. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with gaming. Is that now we're in a state where there are so many games pumping out, and it's the same game the consumer's tired. Because let's be real, there hasn't been a new game in a while.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a remake of the same thing over and over and over, which is why Fortnite was such a big hit.
Because it was
Fortnite
so different.
was actually different.
Yeah.
And as soon as that became a global sensation,
they copied it.
Everybody in my radiated to it now.
They copied it every game.
I'm still playing Fortnite. That's how it really is. The last new good game that came out.
Which is why it's kind of hard to really enjoy Call of Duty.
They sleep on it. Well, not sleep on it. It's just I think they not really mess with the single player. Red Dead Redemption is one of the craziest games.
That game is always going to be top on the list.
I don't think it's slept on. I'll say. I think everybody knows.
Everybody knows that game is serious.
It is. I feel like it ain't get. I don't know. I feel like it didn't get the love it deserved.
Red Dead
it's just because the online version
multiplayer.
didn't. They wanted the online version
though.
to hit like GTA Online, and it didn't. They just
Red Dead Redemption when it came out.
That's a good one to bring up.
Did hit like GTA. I think that's the difference.
I'm saying I think they sleep on that too.
I know.
That
I
2 is
feel
crazy.
You now. I feel you now when you're saying that multiplayer
The
mode.
2 is
Story mode is
crazy.
the
The
best
detail
story
they got, you can hunt and skin the way is.
See, to be fair with that one, you said something that was actually very powerful. In that the Red Dead ain't dead. That shit ain't gonna never go nowhere. It's gonna always be hitting.
Yeah.
And you brought up GTA. Now, to be real, the only reason why GTA is even an ideal thing is because it was picked up by Hood Tents, meaning that there's a lot of people that's really playing that game and turning it into a real life suspense or to a sitcom and drama. That's the only reason why that game is a relevant thing.
Yeah, because they're making
You know
their own content out of it.
If we talking about like single players and we talking about story modes, things like that shit is nowhere near close to the games that you're naming. It's nowhere near close to Red Dead, nowhere near close to Halo. It's nowhere near close to Metal Gear Solid. Like these games are always going to be an idle thing because the storyline is so prominent. But the culture is what saved that game.
For sure.
And it made it into what it is because people now are playing game for a totally different reason, which is something that I wanted to go into. And which is also it does put us in an interesting position in the game industry because the gaming has literally went up to 160% in the last 6 months.
Crazy.
And the only reason why that is because people are playing games for different reasons now. You know what I'm saying? Gaming for us was like an outlet. Game for us when coming up was like a teaching thing. It was like, hey, something that we can learn, something to pick up on.
Now you can.
Yeah, and now people are picking it up for a different reason now. But the money thing was before this issue that's coming right now. And now the people are playing it because, it's a way for them to feel, it's a way for them to get away from things. So they're not playing a game because they love the game. They're playing the game because they see themselves in it.
It's deep.
Now that puts us in an interesting position in the game industry.
Yeah.
Because one, that puts us in a position where they can be preyed on, and also puts us in a position where we also have to be a leader. Because now people are playing games because they see themselves in there because they're mentally, you know what I'm saying, are depressed.
Talk to them.
You know what I'm saying? And that's something that's not being noticed. You know what I'm saying? I notice it because one, I'm in it. And also, you know, I also have a community as well, which we're gonna talk about. Life in
the game is better than life.
So now gaming now has become so realistic, and to the point where people are seeing and being and breathing, sleep, shitting, and eating in it. Now it's leaving them into a real problem state where now they're developing mental issues. Because one thing that is the fact that we as a society has become so isolated, and now people are starting to get more depressed, feel more sad, feel more lonely, which for the game industry is cool, because now you can upsell, sell, and they will buy it because people love to surround themselves with things that makes them feel free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's actually happening right now, which is actually an interesting thing in the game industry.
It's sad, bro. I don't like the way, because I get what you're saying. Like,
hate to drop that real one, but we're going to get into it anyway.
Because they, like how you said, they're seeing themselves in it, and they're just making it like, it's so realistic that they're applying it like fact stuff from it in real life. Like people be saying stuff like now, like, oh, bro, you know, somebody do something crazy, some crazy crime. Oh, bro, living in GTA, like he's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they really like believe and live and think.
Yeah, and depending on what kind of game you make, depends on what kind of person you make. Okay,
right?
Like people be saying, I'm trying to live like how I live on GTA. Like I'm trying to have the cars that I got on. Like it is getting kind of that social media gaming. It's like
just like you said, it's pay to play. So
it's stretching. It's going too far. But at the same time, too, now on the business aspect, it's making a lot of money.
A lot of money, because people are just sitting. So, and the pandemic, like it made people sit down, and a lot of people got comfortable.
Enforced it.
Yeah, made people sit down. Because I ain't gonna lie, growing up, my mom wasn't big on like Wi-Fi and stuff like that, so I never even had like an online gaming account until pandemic hit. I was up at college by myself. I just went ahead and bought my own PlayStation, and that's when I started online gaming for real.
Yeah.
Like that's when in COVID. Bro. Never even had like an account was really online like that, except for at my friend's house and people's. But the pandemic is when I got into it for real.
This brings me to this study I saw today, and it was like they did this group test where they got a bunch of different people to play Monopoly, and they gave one person double the money to start out with, and anytime they got money,
I know what you're saying,
they got double the money you were supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the game, obviously the person with the most money wins, you know?
Yeah.
And that they was winning. And they got to the end of the study, and the people was like, they really thought that it was part of their own skill and like their know-how to how to play the game. And they thought that the people who lost were somehow like worse at the game than them, just because they started out with more money and had more money. It's just like that pay to play shit.
Right.
You start out with more money in life, you're gonna win
be
that
better
game because you got the best stuff right out.
And that takes away the joy out of it. Like you didn't even, no matter who, if you pay that and you win it and stuff, you don't get that same satisfaction of I grinded and got this.
For real, somewhere in your mind, that those people that are losing because they didn't pay to play or somehow like worse than you at the game. That's just not.
It's sad, bro.
It's wild how like the brain works like that, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of the pandemic, that's actually when a lot of things started to do a shift, especially for myself. I know when I was talking about like the transition into the gaming industry, right after the graphic design stuff, my wife actually she knew that I had this big love for games and stuff like that. So I wanted to, and I always wanted to get into the game industry, but I didn't know what the fuck it was called. I didn't know it was called like game industry or what. Yeah. Like it was always like, it'd be cool if I could make that guy move.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was something like that. So she actually, she did research for me because, like I said, at that time I was just so money hungry at that time, which is something I was telling you not to ever do. I couldn't enjoy what I was doing. So the business was way more successful than I even gave it credit.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Because I was just so money hungry about it, and I always felt like it was never enough.
Yeah.
Because you know us as a men, we want to be successful so we can take care of our family. That's kind of the biggest thing. If you ask any man in this room, what do you want money? What do you want money? The first thing that's coming out of my mouth, so we can take care of our family or save our family. It's always one or the other.
One or the other. It's got to be.
Part of the DNA, man.
It's real.
It is, man.
So she did was she actually because we knew we wanted to leave Miami because at that time like it was so Miami is just not a good place to really be, especially as you're black. I don't know why people keep trying to radiate there. Miami is a place where you really get stuck at. So we knew we wanted to leave. So, but at the same time too, I know I wanted to get back into like some schooling, some training, at least try to get in there because I wanted some type of resource. So she researched a school called Full Sail.
Oh yeah.
So we actually took a trip from Miami to Full Sail just to go check out the campus and stuff like that. And that school was expensive, though. God damn. Listen.
Pay for that knowledge, man.
Listen, this game room is a privileged sport, and I'm going to always say it's a privileged sport.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't got the financial back end, not trying to scare, but, be ready.
Yeah.
But we went to Full Sail, and man, I love that shit. Because I
dope.
never really had the college experience. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got to college, it was a community college, and it was all hustle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to get it. Like, I was in accelerated classes since I started. I never even had a regular one.
Get in and get out.
Yeah, I want to get to the Lucci is what we call that bread.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
To the Lucci.
So, this is an interesting turn of events. This is back to getting the boy qualified. So, when I went to Full Sail, fell in love with it, about to sign up, everything good. I'm like, all right, I don't had enough money saved up so I can be even better cover it. Because even with my, even with the money that I had, like I would still would have had to come out of pocket like at least about $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Because that tuition about 70 stacks up. So yeah,
That's
steep.
ridiculous, man.
Then the wild shit happened. That for the first time in my life, my high school diploma wasn't accepted. That is
Obstacles. Y'all
They
heard it
didn't take
earlier,
my high
man.
school diploma.
They always trying to hold a brother down.
Bro, listen. They
What
trying to hold a real one back. But I'm going to tell you how I got around that.
Yeah. Whoa.
So, yeah, they didn't take my high school diploma. For the first time, I never heard of that in my life. Mind you,
Ever.
I done
I
been
haven't
in
either.
college. Like, I done been in college. I done went to Miami-Dade. I done went to Broward. I'm in college. I got credits.
Like, and now your high school diploma, they couldn't find it. They couldn't.
Nah, we all had that bitch. Like,
Couple copies floating around.
we had it.
They're just saying this ain't
They
it.
said they don't take it. I'm like, yo,
What do you
I
mean?
can get accepted in the FIU right now. Who, like, any Miami person feel like FIU is like the shit. Like, who are you? Like, so
I ain't never heard of nobody.
yeah. So they told me in order to, if I want to go to this school, I had to get a GED.
No
Wow.
way.
So
After you already have a high school diploma.
high school diploma in college now. I gotta feel like I gotta say that a few times. The boy is in college. I'm transferring.
They doing them raw, bro. What kind of? They said
So-
he is.
I ain't gonna lie, I was stressing. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
even sit and hold you on that. I was stressing. So I decided, I'm like, okay, my girl was like, yo, so what you wanna do? And me, like, I got my granddaddy in me, you know what I'm saying? He just always pushed me to never give up. And so I'm
Yeah.
like, and every time I feel like I'm about to give up, I feel like I'm a failure, like I'm letting them down, you know what I'm saying? Especially my grandma, because she was like my idol.
Always.
So, you know what I'm saying? And then she the one that put me on this mission. You know what I'm saying? Her, my dad, my aunt, they want to put me on this mission because she told me just before she passed. And this is what I was thinking. So I'm telling you word for word. So at that time, I was thinking like, damn, she just told me just before she passed, she was like, listen, the world ain't got no more room for, and I'm going to say the word so you can blur it out. So she said, listen, the world ain't got no more room for a regular 9-to-5 nigga. You know what I'm saying? And and like I gotta be the difference from the family. Cause like most people out here that we got a stigma and that shit gotta be broken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody gotta build it. And the last time I checked, I ain't raised no pussy ass grandson.
Your grandma always gonna keep it G with you every time.
She said it just like that.
She
Straight
gotta
like
teach you
that.
and talk shit at the same time.
That's kind of how it works.
Yeah.
And if you don't listen, there's usually something thick waiting for you. But you know, we don't want to wait for that one.
Right.
So that's
I'ma
what
get
she
it right
said.
on
You
the
know what I'm
first
saying?
time.
She was like, she ain't raised no pussy ass grandson. I gotta be the difference.
Yeah.
Because you look around, right now we tanking. We tanking as a family. We tanking as a society. And we too ignorant to see it.
And as a community, like just
And she said it exactly like that.
that's real.
So she was like, so before you get out here, I'm going to put you on this. I want you to go ahead and I want you to make sure you become that. Be the family. Be what your granddaddy was. 'Cause my granddaddy brought 2 houses side by side and then cut the fence and had us all raised in there.
That's real, bro.
So so I was thinking about that. So that's the reason why I'm on the mission.
I can see
this
I
day.
can see why now, man.
what I'm saying? And
I
she
can
also
see why you do the
said-
things you do after a talk like that. That's gonna make a real man out of anybody.
And the last thing she said, which was really stamped it, she was like, don't come see me until you achieved it. So I haven't seen the grade. I haven't went to a grade ever since we put it down. So until I achieve it, then I'm going to go ahead and fulfill the promise.
Dang, that's tough.
So yeah.
That's tough. That's tough,
So-
man. with that, we're going to lead right into the thing at hand, what I've been most excited to talk about. Let's get into it. The Paperboy.
The Paperboy.
Let them know what it is, man.
Okay, so as I said before, I'm a game developer. I run and own 3D Dojo Studios. The Paperboy is our first project. That's what we're working on. So basically, what the Paperboy is I brought I wanted to bring back that old school Paperboy route that was back in the day because I was fortunate enough to have one of them guys in my midst. And what made
always
me think
wanted to have
it.
a paper route.
Man,
like,
listen,
as a kid, I wanted to have one, but that
I did
wasn't
too.
in our era. It wasn't in our cards, really.
I don't think you did want a paper.
No, I really did. Like,
you
bro,
heard
like,
Bill Burr talking about his paper route, bro, on his podcast.
Mm-mm.
Bro, up at 5 a.m. every day.
Bro, you gotta understand, I'm different. I'm one of them country boys wake up when the rooster
And
crows.
ride your bike. No
Yes,
matter
that's
what.
all I
Bro,
did. That's all there was to do in the country was to ride your
Man.
bike. I used to wake up like early in the morning to go
way,
ride my
bro.
bike, wishing I had some papers to throw at people's houses.
That's why I wanted to do it.
Bro,
I just
I'm
want to
telling you,
launch
like,
this in
that
somebody's
was the
house and get
only-
away with
'cause
it.
at the time, like that's the like when you think about it, that was the only
I know
hustle
what
before
y'all was
like
talking about
like
this
legally.
whole time.
That was the
Oh,
only
now you just call it say.
that was the only hustle for like somebody who wasn't old
Yeah, they
enough to
basically
work.
like
Yeah,
the
I know.
mail.
I just caught on. I was like, Paperboy, T.I.
You be surprised. People really think that like paper. I'm like,
I really wanted to be one, bro, because you would like that's all it was to do was ride a bike anyway, and like that was the only hustle before you could get a real job. Like if you wasn't old enough to get a real job, I always wanted a paper route.
Man, I know I was old enough to sleep in them days. I wasn't
Yeah.
about all that.
But get into it, bro.
so
The
yeah, no,
Paperboy,
I
man.
always wanted to do that. Just because, like I said, I just want to loaf that paper. You know what I'm saying? Just probably break a vase and get away with it and ride off because somebody chased me.
Right.
Because that's what the guy was doing. And honestly, everybody in the neighborhood hated him with a passion. Because he was reckless. They was reckless.
vandalizing,
Yeah.
terrorizing the neighborhood.
And then, because they always threw the paper wherever the fuck they want to throw it at. They threw it at the door, sound like gunshot. They break a vase all the time. They hit your window, can't do nothing about it. And one thing that we always hated about the Paperboy is that every time it rained, he always threw it in the grass. It never failed. Every time it rained, the paper's in the grass. So I was like, why not make a game about it?
Yeah.
So I started developing. So I thought about developing a game for a while now, because at this time I was curious, and this is how 3D Dojo has even came into a thing. Is that I wanted to make a game. I wanted to make the Paperboy, but I knew I needed to have a team with it.
Gotta have a team.
What I did was, thanks to the pandemic and through a lot of mishaps happen, I actually did it smart. I developed my own community first. I developed a community called 3D Dojo on Discord, because Discord is kind of what we all radiate to now.
Yeah.
So I made a community on Discord called 3D Dojo, and I treated that thing like phases. Like phase 1 was, obviously brand awareness, get the business out there and let everybody know what it is and get the people in, which grew hella fast. And then phase 2 was like team building, where I was basically, I hate to say this word grooming. I hate the word fucking grooming. Where I basically getting them grooming the people that was in the community to work in the studio setting, and then kind of help sharpening their skills through team building, where it's art challenges, workshops, like that Sunday workshops I was telling you about, and also forcing them to work and build things as a team. That's upside down.
It was upside down. It's all good teamwork, man. It's teamwork.
So
That's what it takes.
team building
You feel me?
is where it's at, right? So, and then that was phase 2, and then phase 3 was the game creation side, thus the birth of 3D Dojo Studios.
Yeah.
So I made the game specifically because I wanted the game industry now. In order to get in the game industry, you had to at least have between 3 to 5 years of experience in the ship title.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what is it gonna do with you graduate today?
You ain't got nothing going.
You're stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to give everybody opportunity, because at the end of the day, the boys still show love to everybody as much as I can, because that's how I came up. And I love showing love, because hopefully one day somebody will show love to me.
You was their sensei.
That's exactly what it is. See?
That's a better word
You
than
caught
groom.
it. You caught it. Literally,
That's a
that's
better
what I
word than
am
groom.
inside of the dojo. I'm the Snooks.
Yeah.
I'm the highest form of grandmasters.
What are you doing inside of like Paperboy? What we doing in the game, man?
So in the Paperboy, basically what it is, it sounds pretty straightforward, right? You get on your bike, you deliver the paper, and life is good. That'd have been too boring.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's
just what
not
it
what
is.
this is.
Yeah.
It's actually it's a Paperboy route, but it's with a little twist. So you have 3 main characters, right? And they're all teenagers, so like preteens, like
Right.
13. So the main character is Dion. He's black. There's gonna be a lot of that in my studio because we need more black enforcements of characters and just in gaming in general. So yeah, Dion is the main character. You have Brittany, she's Spanish, and you have Tyler, he's Caucasian. I did that on purpose because I believe in true diversity. And also I want to make sure I be the mark to show you what that actually looks like, even though some people are a little lost.
Yeah.
So
you gotta have one white boy on the team.
You gotta have a white boy, man.
My man.
You feel me? You gotta have a white boy.
You got to, bro. It just even everything out.
It just feel wrong without my brother ain't right here. You know what I'm saying?
Me? That law enforcement comes, somebody can speak to him.
Yeah, we need
worry.
some salt on this pepper. You dig what I'm saying? So it's three main teams, and it's a paperboy route, but it's with a little twist, with a modern twist. So back in the days when there was a paperboy, you rode that big bike with the big wheel. Basically, it was basically a mountain bike or a beach cruiser. Right. You kind of loafed it on the side. Yeah. No, we don't do that. And plus, when we hit the millennials and Gen Z hit, we don't ride mountain bike. We ride BMX bike. We like that mongoose. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Which is interesting, right? Yeah. That we, as a kid, we love mongoose, but when we grow up, we love that Grey Goose. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you like how word played that.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, they ride. So they all ride BMX bikes, and they have a modified male bag with a modified male launcher that attaches to their wrist like a gauntlet. So instead of throwing it out over your head, you actually shoot it out.
You know what I'm saying? Got the glee. Yeah.
So, and also too, it's even more. It has an even more interesting twist to it. So because it's not just a delivery route, it's actually a survival game. So the game is designed for you to actually not deliver the mail properly because you have to be very accurate.
Yeah.
And the game is kind of fast paced. So if you damage a piece of property, you get aggro, or you get our star system, which y'all should be familiar with that because that's very similar to Grand Theft Auto or Need for Speed.
Yeah.
So if you damage a piece of property, you actually get a homeowner to come chase you. And I ain't want to stop there. So I'm like, I think homeowner is kind of lame. Like it's kind of dry, straightforward. So what I actually did was, it's not the homeowner coming to chase you; it's the neighborhood watch that comes chases you. And the neighborhood watch has different tiers. So you have
very familiar in the black community.
Very, very interesting.
You just try and make your living, and somebody with a authorized badge won't come knock you off your game.
Right? It's always interesting when it's a very dark surrounding. This is always to be a neighborhood watch. It's somewhere in the mist, but it's never in the bright area. But yeah, no. So you have four main enemies. And this is where it gets even more funny, because I love comedy. I love to try to do jazz and make people laugh and feel engaged.
That's what we all about here, motivation laughs.
So you had the first main enemy, which is Rage Nerd. He's like the fat guy that sits on the couch all day getting his ass whooped in the video game, drinking beer.
Yeah.
So he's the first guy that kind of comes at you. And then you have the second character, the second enemy, which is very near and dear to all our hearts. Not too much on yours, but mainly for us.
Okay.
And that's Karen.
Oh yeah, I've been around it.
Yeah, so, they don't like them either. They make them look bad as a people.
But Karen is always near and dear to everybody's hearts.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? We love
like
Karen.
My loud music either. You know what I'm saying?
So she's equipped with all the Karen gear. You know, the yoga pants that they don't run in. The Starbucks cup that's for some odd reason never have any coffee in it.
Oh yeah.
And they had the very famous Karen look, which is a real thing. That blonde,
that dirty blonde,
fucking
dirty blonde.
I don't know what you call it. I don't know. This is that Joe Dirt type vibe.
I call it the child support.
Karen,
yeah.
That's the child support cut, G.
They always had that same hairstyle, which I feel like we should start. We should sign our alarm on that. I think it's the hairstyle, not the actual person.
Yeah.
So then you had a third person, which is like Roller Dude. He's the guy he's like that disco guy that kind of rides on a rollerblade with the rainbows on his.
He's catching up to you.
Yeah, he's still rolling
he's the
off
fast
the club.
Guy.
Yeah.
Very fast. He's like that Rico Suave guy. You know the guy you see on the beach with the chest hairs out?
Yeah.
That we always
hamburger
hate.
Meat all out.
Yeah.
Oh,
that shit's always wrinkly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
biker
him.
Shorts only.
So he's that guy. And then we had the very famous. Everybody love her. She's the very famous, the infamous OG Granny.
OG Granny.
So OG Granny is definitely about that issue. She's tricked out with all the hood vibes.
Want all the smoke.
She has a walker that she doesn't use with the electric unicycle, which when I designed it, I didn't know that was a real thing in real life until it passed me one day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I never knew it was real. Like it's just a tire. You just sit on it. You
just ride out.
You just go.
Yeah.
So that's a real thing. So yeah, so then you have that. So and the paper, and that's kind of like really more the gist of the Paperboy. So basically, it's a survival game. So you deliver the mail properly, or hope you can. Try not to get too much stars in, and then and whoever delivers the most point is obviously the best Paperboy. So it is also a leaderboard game. So the leaderboard and your points would be displayed to the general public. So think of it like Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, so you play Pac-Man, whatever your total score, it displays to the general public, and whoever the best, Pac-Man person, and that's who's the guy.
For sure.
You got that leaderboard.
That's dope,
you
bro.
want to be top 5 at least.
Yeah.
I was checking it out, man. I seen the the presentation you did with the Million Cups AVL. You know what I'm saying, at the Hatch Innovation Hub, and I was checking out the game. It's dope. I seen you was saying it's kind of what I got from it, like watching the demo, watching you play it out. You know what I'm saying? And he brought it. We gonna test it out later. It's dope. I seen this. You said it was like Crazy Taxi. I kind of got like that Crazy Taxi.
Yes, because that was a thing for me too. Growing up, Crazy Taxi was a popular one.
New school kind of Subway Surfers type.
Yes,
like it's dope. It's a hard game. I like it, bro. You know what I'm saying? We want to have all different types of entrepreneurs and creators and businesses on here because we want to showcase, them businesses that's outside of like the Black-owned business, quote unquote comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Not that there's anything wrong like the businesses that we mostly do. Barbershop, mechanic, lash tech, things like that. Like that's great. Restaurants. That's dope that we doing that. But in this next, these next few years, this next era, we're gonna have to reskill or like upskill into them different, technology based fields.
And that's kind of the reason why I decided to choose this route. You know what I'm saying? Because this route is literally dominated by Caucasians. And there's no ifs and buts about that.
Yeah.
And to the point where like I used to say this all the time. Like if some people didn't like when I bring it up, especially like when I'm in a different type of setting, where they don't like when you hear like, okay, hey, this thing is dominated by Caucasians. But I mean, technically it is. Like right now, and I challenge anybody to do it. Like go look up your favorite game studio, look at their roster, look at their team, and then tell me what you see.
Yeah.
I swear you're gonna feel like you're playing Pokemon. like find that black guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I was seeing that you said it's what 4% like of what is it? 4%. It's like black people make up what 4% of.
It's around about 5 now. And that just recently went up because for the past 15 years it's been 2. And we're talking about people who are contributing to games.
Right.
We're not talking about game studio owner such as myself. So now you separate me, and now I'm basically an alien on Pluto.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, Pluto wasn't considered a planet no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the reason why I decided to choose this route, because I didn't want to use and go to the regular blacks, the typical route for black people. Go to real estate. You know what I'm saying? Go rent cars and do all this shit like that. And I don't want to call too many out because I want to make people feel like something. So I don't want to go those same routes for us, because that's only every time you don't make it, that's where you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to go somewhere where I can literally make a mark for us, so we can actually have a seat at the table.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit at nobody else's table. I want to make my own round table.
Because you look at any video game, they using the culture for sure.
Yeah, no, and that's the problem.
It's no way not to. Whenever you think of GTA, like we were saying, Underground, what's the soundtrack? They got to throw us on there.
Yeah,
so
and that's to me is the problem. I don't like that.
On the ground floor, like you're saying.
Yeah, I don't like none of that.
Infrastructure on the gaming industry.
And I'm going to change, and I'm literally looking to change all of that, because one thing that is kind of always has bothered me about the gaming industry is the fact that we are non-existing, but yet it heavily benefits off our culture vastly. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we drive it. I mean, literally, in most cases of any culture, we drive it the way we talk, the way we move, the way we like. I mean, people love it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, but it doesn't go nowhere to us. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? And that's another reason why we're always going to be at the bottom, because we don't have anything that kind of represents us, and we don't have it. Not saying that it needs to be in the tense where we're trying to be competitive or trying to be attacking to one. No, we need our own thing so we can make sure that we're up to date. We're up
taking care of.
You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, if I want to go work at a game studio, it's a good chance I'm going to get discriminated against. Versus you want to work at mine, I'm going to look at you for who you are and what your skill is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of one of the reasons, like I said, I decided to do this game studio in the paperboy route, because I wanted to take that challenge. And I'm used to overcoming obstacles. That's kind of been my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Is to always seeing something that always being told that I can't do something, then okay, now I'm going to prove you wrong. Right. And this is kind of how I've been taking the steps doing that with the game studio. And also, that's one of the reasons why I came here in Nashville. Because in Nashville, and what ties me here is the fact that I wanted to be the first black-owned game studio here. You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to bring that flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And two, I feel like Asheville is the perfect spot to have it at because one, they have a lust for it. They want the black entrepreneurship. They want somebody to rise up. They want to show like, hey, yo, we have this too. And it's a perfect example for me to be able to come show that and also show us. Because one thing that we need, and as you would know, we need our own superheroes. We need people to look up to. We need people like, oh, he did it, so I can do it because it's inspirational.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're just like for me, like the way I talk. Now I can come in and talk that proper shit if I want to. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I don't do that because authentic. I want you to see me for what I am, so I can break that stereotype that's not true.
Exactly. Because if I got to portray this like mold 80 to 90% of the time, that's gonna wear me down.
Yeah, no. I don't even do it. Even when I get into a really big business setting, I tell people right then and there, look, talk to me like you talk at home.
Exactly. Because at one time you be yourself and you done been putting up this fake image this whole time. They go, oh wow, oh my God, he's oh no.
Yeah, no, like we don't have to be because it sounds too scripted, and I don't like that. Because when I feel like it's scripted, I feel like you're playing with me.
That's
that's why we keep it trill on this podcast.
Been in your shoes before, like somebody with your accent, somebody with your look and language and all that kind of stuff. Like you can be successful too. Like that's what you're setting the
because just because
that sensei mode.
You from the hood doesn't mean that you have to act that way. And just because you have a certain image, it doesn't mean you have to let social media or, as we call it, demand, like tell you that this image that you portray. You don't have to literally make that come true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I decided to continue to, like I said, if I didn't lose my goals, I would have had it today.
Yeah.
And I'm always walk like that. And when I go into a business, and I'm gonna walk like that again. So you can see me. Just because I got dreads doesn't because I'm from this. I talk that goulash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean anything. But
Right.
I want to make sure that I set the tone because we need to see that because we didn't have it coming up. So therefore, that's why I'm trying to build it. And in Asheville, the perfect place for that because Asheville, like I said before, Asheville is in this really big bang phase, and it's in the big bang phase as far as like tech. As far as construction wise goes, and a lot of entrepreneurs in general, because a lot of people that are radiating here are people that are done with the bullshit anyways. That's the only people that are moving here.
Yeah, they ready to be done with this crazy world and the city life and all of that.
And for me, I like to bring flavor, you know what I'm saying? And also, I want to get one of my biggest missions, especially since being here and also talking to the Asheville natives, is I want to get the youth more engaged into technology. You know what I'm saying? And what better way in me, myself, because in Miami, I got that. You know what I'm saying? So I know I can get that here because then what better person to have me as the face of that because we is what they radiate to. They love the way we talk, love the way we vibe, love the way we rock. You know what I'm saying?
Love the drill.
And the type of games that we want to make, the type of games that I want to make games that's going to bring back the love of games. You know what I'm saying? Bring back the passion of games where it's like, hey, this is for you, where you feel involved.
Instead of for the company.
Yes.
I like that,
so like even now, like this game that I'm specifically making right now, I made this game so I can give people the opportunity to give a ship title on their resume. So right now, if anybody in the community makes a prop in the game that just looks like I think this look good in the game, I would just bring it in just like I put their name on it.
That's real,
You know
man.
what I'm
So
saying?
listen, bro, where can people like if we trying to, you know what I'm saying, everybody is, you know, excited about it. Where can we tap in and support? How can people support 3D Dojo? How can they support what you got going on?
Well, the first thing that you can do is obviously subscribe to the website.
Let them know what the website is.
So you can find us at 3D Studios.com. Yes, that's S with plural. So not without the S. So that's our website. You can find mostly everything that you can find on there. You can join in on our community, which is on Discord. If you want to play the game is there for private beta, but the game will be released on October 20th. So make sure you check that out. It will be released on Steam.
It's that top hit on Google too. I checked you out today. You got the top spot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pressure.
So it will be there.
Pressure.
All right. So remember that October 20th is gonna be there. It's gonna cost $10. I would have made it free, but at the same time, I kind of got it. I need the money to be invested into the company, so I can't duck that one.
Right. That's the thing, man. Folks in the black community always wanting something for the free.
They do. They really do. But
you go to Walmart and ask for nothing for the free.
Nah, man.
Buy my man
support
game.
your homies, man. They trying to make
Buy
you
my
trying
man
to get a
game.
discount.
Buy your man
you need
hoodie.
to give them a tip
Yeah.
for
You know what I'm
being
saying?
there. You know what I'm saying?
So, and I do have merch coming. So that's actually interesting you brought it up. So I'll talk about that.
Get ready. You know what I'm saying?
So, but yeah, so please, that right there would support me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Getting me out there, getting the word out there. Donations are always welcome. Sponsorship is kind of what we're looking for. If anybody wants to sponsor the 3D Dojo, 3D Dojo Studios, or even the commute, I do that as well. Or if anybody wants to learn about game design or 3D art or 3D modeling, game design, anything like that, we do have courses as well. And those courses are specifically geared for people who kind of want to help get into it from scratch or want to help enhance their skill. We have 2 main courses right now, which is one which is right here, which is
hold it upside down.
I got
this time. You feel me?
we have our first course here, which is the fundamentals of 3D modeling. So this is kind of us. This is kind of you learning basically from scratch, and you want to do things like hard surface or environmental art, and those things will be transferable to not just game. Because the way I teach and the things that I want to do, or with the way I'm doing it now currently, is that it's not just used for game; it's used for film, CAD,
set
construction,
them up with some skills that
TV
can really help
marketing,
them in
CG.
multiple areas. That's dope, man.
And I do that on purpose because I want people to be able to expand their horizon. And not only when you leave here, I want you to be able to just go somewhere and soar. So I don't want you to be limited, because most places where you go to when you learn, you're very limited.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, I only know this one thing. This is the only thing I can do. I can only do like characters. Or I can only do props. I can't do storytelling.
I only know how to
setup.
work this one software, this one program. Like,
yeah. And then my other course is character design for beginners, where we do focus on more realistic characters, because I feel like the way the gaming industry is moving, I don't see stylized as being something that's going to be ideal very soon. Because everything is because the consumer's saying it. Because they want to see more, they want to feel more, they want to see more realistic things. They want to see the pores, they want to see the muscle fibers, they want to see things that they're seeing in today's world that they feel like they can actually be. And even now, like you can look at some games that come out today, which is like Street Fighter 6, where that game has always been stylized, been prior to be stylized, and those characters look very, very real.
Just like you said, that's where the industry's moving to.
Yes.
People are like trying to be that character. So if you can make yourself look exactly like your character, you're gonna be way more into it.
Yes. So, and that's something that I also do too. So those are the 2 main courses. So, and that's
hard,
all
bro.
ages.
That's
so
hard.
right now, my youngest is 7.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest that has been to the course is 62.
Wow.
So
Man, that's
anybody
what's up,
can really come in there, learn, and like develop yourself and be something great.
Yeah.
So
motivated
those
you
are the
to
main
qualify.
things that you can do to help support the dojo right now. And the
what's
courses,
up,
I
bro.
make sure I keep them low, and I'm not afraid to say the price. Like I put it at $150, and I did that on purpose because like to get any type of schooling or learning and any type of game design savvy would cost you a minimum of $30K a year,
Right.
and that's pretty much $1,200. And I did that no matter how many people join in, because I do have a lot that's in it now. No matter what, that prices never go up, because that's my way of being able to give back.
Yeah. That's what it's about, bro. Giving back, man. I want to slide into one of our favorite segments here at Qualified and Motivate, man. It's advice from Kev, man. It's the best segment we got here on the podcast, bro. Advice from Kev, from the man.
You know what I'm saying? Because I just had a couple questions, man. You thinking about doing any apps though, or anything like that?
I think that my main platform right now that I'm focused on is going to be I want to be computer and console, and my end game is to be in VR.
Oh man.
Okay.
And I got big plans for VR. I mean, I know VR right now is kind of in the limbo state.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But
we all know it's gonna go stupid. It's gonna go crazy.
it's already happening.
Yeah.
It's
It's just that
coming
it's
up,
not happening in our industry. It's happening in military simulation.
Yeah. And we don't got the money for it yet. Y'all seen they
Yes.
let the iPhone VR out or the
Yeah.
Apple VR?
They bumped their
like
ass.
$3,500 or something like that.
I don't know where they going
our
with
way.
that.
Not this year. Not
Nah,
next
nah.
year.
I don't know where they going with
Maybe
that.
Maybe
next decade.
5 years. Maybe 6.
Yeah.
Feel me?
So those are the main platforms that I'm actually focused on. That apps hasn't been something that I've really been looking into, but I think most cases I'm gonna be main based on PC, console, and then the end game will be VR, because I have a very big interesting plan with that one that I want to do in Asheville.
Okay.
Sure, I definitely can't wait to get to them console games. So you did them?
No, I haven't done touching none of those yet.
Okay. And my last one was like with how AI and everything going, like, cause I was talking to me and Bryson was talking about this last time. He was like, I was talking about like syntaxes for code, and he was like, yeah, you could just probably paste in that right there into the AI, and it'll tell you exactly what's wrong with it and why. And I was like, dang, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. So how you feel about AI? You know what I'm saying, with the gaming industry?
I can see why people can be upset, nervous, and afraid of that, because it's a lot to worry about.
It's a heavyweight right now in a lot of
But-
industries,
It's
especially
It's a
creatively.
game changer, but I don't think we ain't gotta worry about that for a little while, because it's actually already been around.
Yeah.
It just now starting to get more of its fame. But as far as it's gonna be coming through, taking people's jobs that you're gonna actually feel like that's gonna be prominent, I don't think it's gonna be used in that nature. Because right now it's intended to be used more so as a tool. The problem that the reason why it's getting such a distaste is now people are now using that tool and saying that tool is them, and then that's when it's starting to become morally wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then that tool is also, remember, it's a tool. It's not a person. Right. Anything that's not a human can give you any type of emotional content. It can't give you anything personal. So like right now, if I hired you and I'm like, hey, I need me a graphic designer. I need you to make me something right now. And you say, okay, I got you. I'm going to go over and holler at this AI right quick. And I'm going to say, hey, boom, they're going to image. I'm going to say, oh my God, that was crazy. That's crazy how fast you did that. But you know what? I don't like that jacket. Now you can't go back.
You can't tweak it.
You can't tweak that.
You can't edit it. You can't. I just want the color changed.
Yeah, it can't give you those type of things right now. You know what I'm saying?
You can't even go change the color on it.
That's in the game industry where they try to do concepting. It can't give you that. They tried it already with the characters. Can't give you that.
It's happening in like writing too. Like
in writing, yeah.
You're not gonna be able to make something that's like creative with that.
Yeah.
You can't.
Like you can, there's ways to use it to help you broaden your horizon and help you come up with the quick fixes. So it's basically supposed to be more used for the way the internet was taught to us when it first came out. You know what I'm saying? Because we basically were the internet boomers. That's kind of what it is. Where the internet before was marketed to us as a networking hub and an information tool. Where like we can now, instead of going to the books, we now have all this knowledge right here that we can like surf and hone in. So that's what it's actually intended to be used for. So right now, I don't think there's nothing too much to crazy fear, but you have to understand too, no matter what, if the tool was intended for good purposes, there's always going to be someone bad out there that's going to use it for evilist and murderous intent.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I'm saying like you think you're gonna probably try and incorporate it into what you're doing like later on down the line or anything?
I think it's good. I mean, I have used it. And I've used it for like giving me an idea, like, hey, yo, I'm slumped on some ideas, and I would ask it, like, hey, you know what? Can you give me like, I got 5 ideas. I got these 5 ideas. I think I might need 5 more, or like I got these 5 ideas. Can you tell me like a back end story of it so I can kind of get me a better vision of the story that I'm trying to tell?
Yeah, that's dope. Like, I think it should be used. Right, I think it should be used as like something for the muscle end of the work instead of the creative brain part.
Yeah.
Like you got to type out, like, everybody knows that mindless work that you got to do where it's just repetitive. Maybe you just got to keep typing. You know what I'm saying? Something like that AI would be good for. But I feel like as far as creativity goes, there's nothing that's going to be able to match like an original human mind.
Like it's going to be like those type of things that you're going to have to worry about when it comes to even AI. That's something that's going to be more robotic. Too. And that's like, hey, I'm gonna have her make McDonald's run itself. Like that's probably about as far as.
And that's why we got to upskill for real. Like it's about to change a lot of things. Those like mind, those but to get rid of type jobs, man, y'all got to get ready and reskill and maybe learn how to work on the machine that's about to replace you or.
Yeah, to get rid of someone like yourself, like the programmer, that's not gonna get there. It can't get rid of a podcast. It can't get rid of a host. It can't get on the mic and say, "Yo, I'm finna go rip this shit today." Like it's just not.
Ain't no replacing the boy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't get no.
That could take your voice. Daddy can do.
Not this one.
So it could do that.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, too, it's something like what Denzel said about information.
It could.
You know what I'm saying? Where you can get too much information, then now you kind of misinformed, or you have too much information.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like things that you see on TV, things you see on the internet can never replace a human. So therefore, you can never be replaced for like you being put into an actual seat and chair doing your thing. That thing cannot come and do that yet.
People love personality for sure, but
in mine, that's as far as it can go. Just regular tool use, and that's it.
I can't let you duck off and try to use my man Leroy for your advice. You know what I'm saying? We back on it. Advice from Kev. You know what I'm saying? The best segment of the podcast. He was going and try to brush it off, throw it on Leroy.
Nah, you feel me? I guess, you know what I'm saying?
What you got for us today, my boy?
The word.
It's really the word, actually.
The word of the day.
I knew it was got to be.
The word of the day.
Give it to us, man.
You know what I'm saying? I was reading and it was saying, it is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. And that's basically letting you know what I'm saying?
Again?
Like, it is good for a man to learn to bear the yoke while he is young. And that means, like, you know what I'm saying? We go through stuff in life and we always complaining about it and like wishing it to change and stuff, which you can do that, but like You ain't,
It was like what I was telling you today, Dante. You got to put that weight on you while you're young, get your body ready for when you're old.
no cap.
Man.
Like no, that's exactly what it is.
Ready
like,
for it.
Learn to take that weight. You know what I'm saying? That life is gonna throw on you to the chest, to the shoulders.
That yoke is what they
If
put
it's
that
rough
ox
now,
in,
it can
you
be
know,
easier
you
later.
gotta
Yeah, you get ready for it now.
Plow
I'm
the
telling
field
you,
that thing.
you'd be cool.
Before we had wrapped it up, I just wanted to touch on how it's dope that you call your company the 3D Dojo. You know what I'm saying? Because you also, and like how he was saying earlier, the sensei, because you was also, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to get too much moxie on it, but my man is a master swordsman, if I'm correct.
That I am.
Bruce Leroy Jones.
That's I am.
Man.
I mean, I earned the title Bruce Leroy for a reason.
Okay,
so
let
I've
them
been
know what
into
it is,
martial
man.
arts and all that stuff. I love weaponry. I love archery. I love swords. I do wield katana.
I gotta link you up with my man Reggie.
Ooh,
Bro, I ain't
My
gonna
man
lie.
Reggie, he practiced.
Y'all got-
I don't want to say. I'm gonna just say martial arts, man. He also got a food
both
truck,
hands.
Flame Master Jones. If you check out QTN Media, that's what we
said
he
Master
post a lot.
Jones?
Flame Master Jones.
Flame.
Yeah,
Jones.
And
He better mark.
yeah, he cook up good food, and he also he practiced. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He wanted if we
know
were
he
sitting
do
here chilling
well
right
in
now, he'll
katana,
stand
but
up
he
and just start
practiced.
practicing kicks and stuff. But I'm gonna
that's
link you up
impressive.
with my boy Reggie. But let him know, man, how you get
Trying to
down with the
practice
swords
with
and the
them kicks.
katanas and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been practicing weaponry for years. That's another thing that my grandfather and them was very, very keen on, like staying focused, staying up to date, staying in shape. To this day, I don't even know what the hell I was training for, but I'm just stick with it because apparently I think that it's coming. The doomsday coming.
He gonna be ready.
It's gonna be here at some point today.
And when he say weaponry, he not talking about Glocks. Glocks ain't the only weapons out there, man.
yeah,
He ran out of ammo. He be all right.
yeah, I'm okay with that. So yeah, I love those. I love swords. I love daggers. Katana has always been like my favorite thing to do. I love long swords. Always wanted to be very efficient with
What
it.
age you got started with that?
He did. I told him my grandfather did. He was doing it. Yeah, he was doing it.
So you,
Like my
ever
dad,
since
my
you
dad was like very keen on that. Yeah.
Oh,
my dad
wow.
was very keen on that. My favorite style before weaponry, like fighting style, has always been like Muay Thai. That has always been. I've been a fan of that style.
He said he's slinging a different type of metal out here.
But my dad too, he was very good. Like I used to love when he used to do his footwork or when he used to come outside and, have the little tag and be swinging that shit around, doing some little commando shit.
Going crazy.
So yeah, it was something that always sparked me, and I used to love fighting more than now. Just kind of like I kind of too focused to really do all that stuff. So
Right.
now I just stick to the
Still
swords.
got that muscle
So the
memory,
swords
though.
now just kind of more so it's good for like serenity. So it's almost like yoga to me. So it's like, and I encourage anybody to do it. Like, just get into. You ain't got to don't go into like you trying to be great, like you trying to go kill something or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, it's good for serenity. You know what I'm saying? Peace, and it kind of helps your body communicate with itself, because you have to be very in tune with your body to be able to maneuver the way you have to maneuver, and at the same time not slice yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You ever got yourself?
Yeah. Well, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad. I kind of it's something, I don't know. To me, it was like kind of natural. But then again, I was already doing a lot of combator stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Because like the military kind of been a thing too in the fam. So like I've been into doing combatives for like a long time. So like doing hand to hand combat is always like a thing. So I haven't really cut myself viciously bad. I think the worst I ever get is like when I was doing a windmill with the swords. That's when I was coming back and forth. And when I did it, somebody said something to me, and I looked, and I let that bit go. And then the sword is long, so it came back, and usually I would move out the way, but as a reflex, I try to grab it.
Yeah.
And then when I grabbed it, it cut me on my finger, and it kind of cut me right at the joint too.
Reflexes
So
is too good.
yeah, and the interesting thing about like blades like that is that it doesn't take much. You know what I'm saying? Literally, you can literally throw a piece of paper up, and this is how you can tell the quality of your sword. You can throw the piece of paper up and just literally just let it go like that, and it will slice it directly in half. So the stuff you see in movies when you hear that,
real.
That is real. It really
It's
does.
real.
It's
You watched that new John Wick 4?
I ain't getting to see that one yet.
Oh, God.
Listen,
Bruh,
John
you
Wick
gonna
tough,
love that
man.
one. I ain't even gonna get in. I'm gonna just say,
Yeah.
they
So-
go to pants, so you already know how it's gonna get down.
So
like
it's
that,
gonna be. So that's kind of why I thought about that, and that's also what helps also tie into the dojo as well too, because I treat the entire dojo like it's this actual dojo where you have the Snook, which is the highest form grandmaster, you have the grandmaster, you have our ninjas, our 1s and 2s, assassins and everything like that. So you kind of move up in rank and everything, and then even when you win like a art challenge, we have the dojo champion. So we had a person who was a champion out of 2D or 3D. Or if we have any animations or anything like that, kind of comes in. But
for back to the 3D dojo, man, for all the young ones that's wanting to get started, they want to, jump into game development or design. Where do they start? Where should they get in? Like, what's their step? I
say anybody that wants to get into it, and if they're young and underage, this is more directed toward the parents. Get them in there early. One thing that is something that I have, even for myself, even coming up, and even from what I'm seeing with the young minds that I deal with, is you start them out early and expose them and get them to a broad, you never know where they can take it at. You know what I'm saying? Getting them there, getting them engaged, bringing them to the 3D Dojo Studios website, going to our courses, or if you go to the website, you'll see mentorship. Go in there and sign them up as early as you can. Like I said, the youngest is 7. It's best to get them in there early because you always want to spark a young mind, because they never think or know that they can actually do something until they actually see it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know certain things exist. And if you are older and you're not underage, then it's never too late for you. It's never too late because I know that's a thing for us. When we get a certain age, we get to like, man, I'm supposed to be here. And that is a fairy tale that the media pushes on you. And please don't think that. Because like I said, our oldest is 62. Right, and I will put him against anybody right now.
You know what I'm saying?
So
don't play with OG.
So yeah, no. And if you just want to broaden your horizon, like want to step into a different industry, and that industry could be interesting. Like it could be gaming, it can be film, it can be CAD. CAD is things like you do for blueprints and stuff like that, or you want to do like certain markups
and stuff, man.
Or you want to get into construction like architect, or you want to get into TV marketing, which is like CG. So think of the Geico. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to make that. You know what I'm saying? This is something real, and I'm trying to steal your word of the day. Do your thing, but this is something real, something that also helped get me through, and something that to really inspire for people to want to get into this type of thing, get into these type of game rooms that nobody is in. And that is, you got to look outside. One day, you got to look outside. And if you're a parent, you got to look outside too. You got to understand that everybody got to replace somebody. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to replace that bum at the corner store. Somebody got to replace that rich man.
Yeah.
Somebody got to replace the prostitute on the strip.
Yeah.
Like somebody got to replace these people. You know what I'm saying? And the only question it is who it's going to be.
Who you going to be?
You know what I'm saying? Which one you get to choose. You get to dictate that. One thing that is a fact is that when people broaden their horizon, there's no telling what they can do. And especially when they're kids. When a kid picks something up, they take it to the next level. They always do that.
Every time. Just because they got to watch everybody before them.
Yeah. So you go, like I said, you go to 3DDojoStudios.com, go into our mentorship, and like pick those courses up. And we do have summer courses too. It is all ages. You get to pick the specific time that you want, so it's more tailored towards the individual, because I want to make sure that I'm attentive to them. You have me, or you have like another instructor, depending on what class you use. Like if you want 3D, you can probably get me. If you want 2D, you're gonna get a different instructor. And it's like literally it's 3 hours. So we don't try to kill anybody.
Right. Give them enough to...
Give them enough for you to hone it in. And then you have, it's 3 hours per section. And then we use one specific day for feedback, where we work specifically with them and say, so like, hey, you having a hard time. We're going to, now you, not only are you going to see me make it, I'm going to help you make it with you hand in hand live. So there's no
hands-on instruction. That's the best way
there's no
learn.
Pre-video recording and things like that. I hate that. And people don't learn best that way.
You killing the game.
People learn best when they have somebody that they can relate to, that they can feel comfortable with. That's what pushes the person to beyond their limits.
Let them know where to find you at on social media, man.
So you can find me. You can find Instagram at 3D Dojo. That's not with studios.
Just 3D Dojo.
3D Dojo. You can find LinkedIn, which is 3D Dojo Studios. So we're on there as well. Or you can find me. You can find that there. And obviously, I'll be your boy, Leroy Jones, aka Bruce Leroy. You dig?
Bruce Leroy.
And also, like I said, you can find us through our website, and that is 3DDojoStudios.com.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you, bro. We love that you came through and blessed us with your presence. Go ahead and give you this award. This, you know what I'm saying? This the longest one we done did so far, just because we like the vibes you is kicking. You know what I'm saying? You done already got that award right there. Longest interview.
Hey,
so
I
far.
break records, man. That's what I do. That's literally what I do,
shit, bro. But y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Y'all follow us at QTM Media on all social platforms. Tap in with 3D. You know what I'm saying? Dojo. Doing crazy work over there, as you can tell.
Thank y'all for listening. Thank
For
y'all
sure.
for watching.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Thank
y'all.
you for being here, man.
No doubt. It's the qualified.
No, I don't smoke it all, but I'm at rolling loud. Yeah. Performing, not in the crowd. I'm with the G-A-N-G. Yeah, you know that we moving. If you not with the gang, then with the
Fuck is you doing?
gang. Long as you fuck with the gang. Everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang. Long as you fuck with the gang. Everything gon' be okay. If you see us coming and walking your way, you best say what up to the gang. If you got a problem, then we on the way. Don't nobody fuck with the gang.